everyone, and welcome to this presentation. My name is Ali Hanyololu, and I'm Senior Director of Product Marketing at Akeneo. Akeneo, if you're not familiar with them, is a provider of product information management solutions that allow businesses to be able to unlock growth through delivering exceptional product experiences, no matter where they sell their products, online, offline, or elsewhere. And this presentation that I'd like to share with you is all about how product information management, or PIM, is a true keystone for composable omni-channel commerce. You know, over the last 2 years, as I'm sure we've all talked about many times, commerce businesses were forced to make some huge pivots just to be able to survive. And what they found was that their legacy platforms just weren't set up to support a large and fast pivot that we've all had to go through recently. So as companies digitally transform, they're looking to new architectures, including headless and composable commerce architecture platforms. Now, why do this? Well, really, it's to be ready for the growth challenges both of today and tomorrow. So what we're going to do is we're going to explore why PIM is a keystone foundation for your composable commerce replatform initiatives. And what composable commerce is doing is its promise, as it were, is to bring greater control and flexibility over the experience that they provide to their customers. These customers are demanding more from the brands and retailers that they buy products from. And so these brands and retailers have to be able to meet or exceed those expectations. And with composable commerce, by decoupling the front-facing capabilities from the back office functions, these businesses can implement new commerce capabilities and add support for things like additional channels, all now within a matter of weeks, not months. The challenge is, though, that making this transformation can seem daunting to many organizations. Joe Sisman, who's the senior analyst of digital transformation at Forrester, stated that 84% of firms are at a beginner or intermediate level of digital maturity. So for them, just lifting and shifting their current legacy capabilities over to new architectures and platforms could be a recipe for trouble for them. So they need to take some right first steps that won't lead to delays or lost revenue as a result. Now, one such area to address first, as you can imagine, is getting your product data and content ready for any replatforming or migration effort. Now, why is that specifically? Well, first of all, everything that makes up product information is a critical foundation to how the experience comes across with your customers. In many cases, the product experience is the first touch point they will have with you that you must get right to achieve success. Now, that is true no matter the platform you have or the channels that you are on where that information is shown. Secondly, you do not want to be recreating information for each and every technology change or new channel or market that you adopt. That is only going to slow down future growth opportunities. And thirdly, as we'll talk about in a moment, composable and headless commerce architecture is by its very nature based on best-of-breed applications that are orchestrated by APIs and integrations. That means the data being shared between the applications must be consistent and correct in order for the whole to function as expected. Even well-structured data, but needs quality information with a human touch. Now, by not addressing the product catalog, there are risks, and those risks are introduced as barriers that come up to growth. They cover a number of different things, with everything from just the complications of adding new channels, as there is an explosion of these happening right now. Launching new products just takes too long as you're dealing with the information and trying to get that right while competitors are already ahead of you. Not being able to adapt to customer experience journey changes that happen as you get new customers on board, for example. It even impacts things like brand image and customer satisfaction. And unfortunately, it means that some market segments are no longer viable for you, again, limiting your growth. So whether you have a full stack commerce architecture, as you can see on the left, or a more composable headless one as on the right, PIM is still a necessary component for the success of that implementation, and therefore should be one to get right first. Now, to support that new architecture that you have, or as you expand and look towards your existing headless one, a PIM must have certain requirements that you need to take into account. First of all, it needs to be a truly cloud-native SaaS application, not one that is just an old on-premise application hosted by a cloud provider. Being cloud-native ensures it is globally available, always secure, and regularly updated with the latest capabilities to support whatever experience you will need to provide today and tomorrow. It must be API first, of course, providing developers opportunities to integrate and extend product information as a service with the rest of your technology stack in a way that is highly scalable and able to support massive loads of calls, given the very nature of composable and headless commerce being API first too. And likewise, it needs to have integrations with your current commerce platform and whatever future architecture either already available from the vendor or developed quickly by a solution provider SI, so that you are not redoing the work of building a solid product catalog structure and the information that can be used across the channels it will drive. A PIM that acts as a foundation for your commerce replatforming should therefore be proven to be fast to implement and verified by peers as easy to use. You cannot add any additional delay because the technology couldn't handle your catalog structure needs flexibly or had a steep learning curve for everyone collaborating on product information and content. And finally, it should be a proven way to help your business grow when expanding those channels you are on or new markets you wish to grow into by being flexible and able to catch any potential data quality issues. Again, all without having to recreate product content and data or have inflexible structures just to support them. This is not an optional set of capabilities. This is a whole list of requirements that should be taken into account. So what should you be looking for from a PIM vendor that can act as this keystone for your composable commerce replatforming efforts? First of all, look to see which partnerships that they have, and are they with those platforms and solutions out there that support composable commerce? Are they a certified member of the MAC Alliance and therefore have been validated to have those key requirements and characteristics I talked about earlier? Do they have connectors to other platforms and solutions on their own app store or on those providers' app store? Do they offer a free trial so that you can go in and experiment and see how that particular solution works? And is there API documentation? Are they truly API first and therefore making that documentation publicly available? So in conclusion, hindsight is a great teacher, right? And after the last 2 years, we've learned a lot about how critical it is for our commerce technology infrastructure to support the needs when we need to pivot our business because of forces out of our control. You need to be ready for whatever pivot will have to come next. And by taking the first steps to build a strong foundation that includes product data and content for your e-commerce sites and initiatives, you then have a scalable, well-integrated, and fast to implement solution. This can help ensure that the product experiences you provide to your customers will be one step ahead of whatever comes your way. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed this short presentation. Feel free to reach out to anybody at Akeneo, or you can visit our website and click on the Contact Us button, and somebody will follow up with you. Take care, everyone.